You ever notice how your body tells the truth before your brain even finishes lying to you? I'm talking about things like that neck tension that pops up the second a certain person walks into the room, or that stomach drop when a name just shows up on your phone, the sudden exhaustion when you're around someone that just drains your soul, or that why does my body hate this, but my brain's just pretending like everything's fine feeling. Most people ignore these cues. They push past them, they rationalize them away, they blame a bad night's sleep or just too much coffee. But your body has been waving the red flag like it's an air traffic controller saying, "Hey, warning sign, pay attention." If you want to understand why you're holding these signs and triggers in your body, why your nervous system reacts before you really can even think, or why certain people feel like walking on landmines, brain spotting might be deeper work that you need. It's one of the tools that I actually use in my one-to-one sessions, and it helps you identify, process, and release the root of a lot of these somatic triggers. This stuff that your body remembers, even though your brain doesn't. And if you want to explore that, I put all of that info down and the session links below. But today, we're going to dig right into the biggest takeaway from my energy audit workshop that I held this week. Your body registers warning signs long before your mind is willing to really admit that something is wrong. This is somatic intelligence. It's your nervous system literacy. This is the early warning system that you have been taught to override. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand why these sensations are happening, what they actually mean, how your brain talks over them, and really how to use them to break this burnout cycle instead of fueling it. And also, don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to get more videos like this one and go back to the previous ones on the nervous system, economy, and burnout. All right, let's get into it. Welcome back to the Wayward Wellness channel, where we stop glorifying the hustle and grind and get real about your nervous system. Build resilience from the inside out. If you are new here, I'm Renae. I'm a former firefighter paramedic turned nervous system regulation coach, and I spent over a decade in high stress environments, the kind where your nervous system just never gets a break. It just gets more creative with how it warns you when you're at capacity. Spoiler, I ignored these warning signs, like at Olympic level ignoring. And I watch a lot of people ignore them too. But you don't need to be a first responder to be living in survival mode. You really just need chronic stress, no margin, no boundaries, and a body that's been trying to tell you the truth that really your brain doesn't want to hear. So let's start with the moment that sparked this whole episode. In the energy audit workshop, one woman shared that something was revolutionary for her. She had said that every time she sees the specific person, she got this tight tension on the left side of her neck, and that she never put the two and two together. She didn't really link it to stress or didn't really link it to discomfort and never correlated it to a specific trigger. Meanwhile, her nervous system was like, no, babe, this is a threat cue. This is your internal alarms going off. It's your body stepping between you and whatever is making it feel unsafe. And that is what we're going to talk about today. Because we all have that person or that situation or that environment, and your body broadcasts the truth long before your brain is willing to. So let's break down why this happens. And if you want to go deeper into this, you still have a chance to sign up for the download of the Energy Audit Workshop, where we deep dive into the polyvagal theory and how it affects your energy habits. And we also create a personalized energy audit framework action plan for you going forward. And I'll drop the links below. So you have two major processors. You have your brain, which is logical, analytical, and slow. And then you have your nervous system, which is survival based, fast, and brutally honest. Your nervous system's job is simple: keep you alive. It's not to keep you comfortable, not to keep you liked, not to keep you polite, certainly not to keep you at brunch that you don't want to be at. It's to keep you alive. So if something, someone, or an environment feels even slightly reminiscent of a past stressor or threat, your body is going to react. Instantly, you're going to feel tension, pressure, nausea, even chest tightness, a sudden urge to want to leave, fidgeting, numbing, zoning out, or that I don't know why, but just something feels off feeling. This is your primal wiring. It's a somatic memory. It's neuroception. So your body is sensing safety or danger without a conscious thought. And guess what? Your brain will almost always try to override that. Why? Because your brain is trained in fawning, minimalizing, being rational, pleasing others, protecting social harmony over your actual well being. But your nervous system is the one that's telling the truth. Your brain is trying to keep things socially acceptable, and 90% of the time, your suffering is actually coming from listening to the wrong one. So, let's get into some of the most common somatic cues that a lot of people are typically dismissing. One, the neck tension, especially one-sided neck tension, like the woman from the workshop. This often can signal stress, hypervigilance, preparing to defend, people pleasing, bracing against someone's emotional energy. And then you have the stomach drop. This could be a cue of dread, past trauma associations, anticipatory stress, boundary violations. This is also connected to the psoas muscle, where a lot of, especially women, can hold a lot of stress and trauma tension. And then the third one, you can have jaw clenching. This is a classic sign of I'm holding everything in that I should be saying out loud. I'm sure a lot of us can attest to that one. And then 4, fidgeting or over talking. This is your nervous system trying to discharge a lot of activation. The 5th one, zoning out or disconnecting. This is a dorsal vagal cue. This is too much. I'm shutting down, flipping the breaker. And then number 6, you can have sudden exhaustion. It's not fatigue. It's literally just you shut down. Your body is just, I need a reset. Your system goes, we're just done here. And then you have number 7, where you're just a sudden feeling of feeling small, literally the sensation of shrinking. So these are all survival responses. They're not random, they're not dramatic, and they aren't just stress. They're your early warning signs, and they're going to be unique to you. These are also just a few examples. Some people can have signs like cold hands, headaches, elbow pain, whatever it might be. But this is all about learning to be in tune with your own body. So back when I was working as a firefighter, I had this chief. Every time their boots hit the bay floor, my body just reacted before I even saw them. I would go the opposite direction upstairs down the hall, so I honestly wouldn't have to go past his office. My shoulders immediately went up, my jaw immediately clenched. I could feel my breath getting shallow, my heart rate going up. It was like clockwork. My brain, oh, it's fine. Don't be dramatic. Just push through it. But my body, we hate it here. We hate being near him. Why are we pretending that we are fine? For years, I treated those sensations like personal weakness, like I just couldn't handle it. But it turns out they were some of the smartest cues that I ever got. Because your nervous system doesn't do politics. It doesn't do social niceties. It doesn't care if something is inconvenient. It just delivers the information, quick and unfiltered. And it wasn't until I had my surgeries where I was forced to be on light duty and I had to be in the office next to his that I realized I was literally on high alert every second of every day because I wasn't working 24s anymore. I was working the day shift. The burnout that I was already experiencing heightened 2000% because my nervous system was so hyper vigilant. And I honestly never attributed it to the fact that his presence alone just gave me anxiety. It wasn't until I finally made the decision to leave the fire service and removing myself from that environment, it immediately brought relief. So let's get into how your brain overrides this truth from your body. This is the tricky part. Your brain is wired to minimize conflict, maintain relationships, follow these social cues, to keep the peace and avoid rejection, and also to stay logical. But your body, on the other hand, your body says this situation is unsafe, and your brain says it's not that bad. Don't make a scene. Your body says we don't like them, but your brain says you're being a little judgmental. Your body says we need rest, but your brain says no, you need to push through, you're being kind of a pussy. Your body says this person drains you, but your brain says they're family, you need to be nice. You see the problem? You're arguing with the part of your body that is literally trying to protect you. So, how do you actually listen to somatic cues? Let's get into the practical side. These are steps that you can put into practice today. Number one, notice the first cue, not the 10th. Don't wait until the 10th cue, because then you're going to wind up like me, 3 surgeries later in 18 months, and in a burnout stage that takes forever to feel like you have to climb the hole out of. Don't wait until your whole neck locks up. You can catch the micro cues first. Notice that shift in your breath. Notice your shoulders are inching upward first, and that flutter in your stomach. Maybe your eyebrows are furrowing and fluttering, tension. Notice that your voice might be tightening a little bit, choking up. Maybe you're wanting to check out mentally. I had noticed too when I was in my burnout stage that I just wanted to scroll a lot more often on my phone or play games. Number two, ask the question, what is my body trying to tell me? Not the brain, the body. It might say things like, this person just feels unpredictable. We're bracing for emotional labor. We've been burned here before. I don't feel seen or respected. This environment is overstimulating. If you ask these questions, you might be surprised at how clear the answer is when you actually ask it. Number three, remove the moral judgment. Feeling off is not you being dramatic. Feeling tense is not overreacting. And feeling drained is not being rude. If you feel drained among a group of people, it's okay to feel like you can leave that situation. It's not being rude. It's data. And then number four, give your body permission to respond. This one is huge. If your body is craving distance, a break, maybe a buffer, or some silence, less stimulation, a time to regulate, you can honor that. That's how you break the burnout cycle. And number five, this is an important one because we can be aware, but then you might not be fully aware of when it's happening. So track patterns over a week. You would be shocked at what you discover. You may realize that the real leak in your energy isn't exactly what you thought. So here's a guided exercise that you can follow. Wherever you are, unless you're driving, you can just pause for a moment. Take one slow breath in and exhale. Now scan your body from top all the way down to your toes. No judgment. Where does your attention naturally stop? Scanning from your forehead, through your chest, through your abdomen, through your legs, down to your toes. Where does your attention naturally stop? That spot, that's where your nervous system is talking. At least in this moment, ask it, what are you trying to tell me? Don't overthink it. Just listen. Be curious. If the sensation could speak, what would it say? Now ask, what do you need from me right now? Is it space? Is it rest? Is it boundaries, honesty, movement, maybe stillness? This is a conversation that your brain never initiates, but your body never stops trying to have. And after you listen to the response that you might get, you can take another deep breath in and exhale. And then you can complete the cycle by moving your fingers, wiggling your toes, maybe wiggle your shoulders a little bit, and then you come back. So that's just a quick body scan that you can do really at any point. You could do that before you have a hard conversation, or you could even do it when you're in the grocery line at any point where you either feel some type of tension, some type of anxiety, or you can just do it if you want to check in with yourself. So here are some questions that I have been asked before on this topic that I'll just cover real quick. How do I know if it's anxiety or intuition? Well, anxiety screams, intuition is more quiet, it whispers. Your body doesn't dramatize, it hints more subtly and consistently. And really, the more that you do these body scans and become in tune with your body, the more you'll be able to decipher the distance. And my advice, it's better to listen to your body and these cues than to push through, even if you're wondering, is it anxiety or is it intuition? Just don't overthink it, because that's how you start to build that trust anyway. Speaking of which, what if I don't trust my body yet? Well, you don't have to fully trust it. Just start by not dismissing it. What if it's someone I can't avoid? Well, that's always going to happen because it's unrealistic to think that we'll be able to avoid people we don't like. So you need to build a buffer, emotionally, energetically, or literally. Boundaries are distance in disguise. You have to learn to take the personal aspect out of boundaries, look at it at an energetic capacity sense, and see how you can build a framework where you can approach it, where even if that person does drain you, you'll have the ability to deposit energy back into yourself. And it's always a great reminder that no is a complete sentence, as well as I don't want to. Both of these are complete sentences and they don't warrant an explanation beyond that. Just a good reminder. Why does my body react to people I should like? Well, should is the fastest way to override your nervous system. Your body doesn't care about should, it only cares about truth. So, also, if you're trying to create boundaries and anything of that sense, after you've already had a history of not having boundaries, your nervous system is always wanting to go back to the familiar. So, it's going to be hard to break out of that. You're always going to want to go back to something more comfortable. So, that is going to be a trigger for wanting you to go back into old habits. You are going to have to push through if you want to get through some of those things. So, if you take nothing else away from today, take this. Your body doesn't lie, your brain does. Your conditioning does. And your fear of conflict does. But your body has been telling you truth for years. You were just never taught how to listen to it. So if this hits home and you want more tools like this, make sure you subscribe and comment energy if you want full info on the energy audit workshop. You can also join my weekly recharge. It's where I give some real behind the scenes tools every single Wednesday for the newsletter. All right, so go listen to your body. It's been waiting for you to show up at the table, and I'll see you guys next week.